Welcome to the 117th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic Again. I am Tigerhite, and Peanut Gallery's back.
Yay!
So Peanut Gallery was finally back, and let's get into. We have a lot to talk about, so let's talk about first my Soapbox RAW. I have no idea why at all, but RAW was at a 1.591 million next to 1.757, and it was a 0.5 demo instead of a 0.65 demo. That is a big drop, and I have no idea why.
Well, football's coming back, so...
Well, that's true, but it's not there yet. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the preseason games. That's
true.
why Smackdown has been lower than usual, because preseason games.
Not that anyone cares about preseason, but hey.
They do. There are numbers there. So the main event, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Judgment Day. Once again, it was a fine match, but Jesus, can we have a match that seems inspired for your main event? You had Shinsuke and Seth having a pretty decent little back and forth relating to the Whisper. Gunther and Chad Gable had a freaking awesome match, and Chad Gable won. It was by count out, but he won. So
technically, yes.
So that's great, because now you put Chad Gable, because Gunther has not lost since he went to the main roster. This is his first loss on the main roster.
Yes.
So Chad Gable getting this puts him on a different level of actual seriousness, and I'm happy. This is Kevin Owens' first match back. He had a minor rib injury, so it's good seeing him back, but now Sami Zayn's elbow is basically, he's growing another elbow.
Fun.
And I have no idea how they're going to get these titles off of them. They are going to be facing Indus Sher at the Superstar Spectacle.
That's not going to change hands there, though.
No, it's not going to change hands, but, I mean, unless Sami Zayn cannot go on, they got to do something. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Vacate the titles, or are you going to put them on somebody new at the very least?
Yeah, they're not going to put it into share, though.
I guess. Anyway, there wasn't really a whole lot outside of that. Akira Tozawa looks freaking awesome, and he won because LA Knight helped. This whole roster split in the draft was totally useless because everybody can just show up anywhere, apparently.
Yep.
I just have no idea why. Let's go into Heatwave. And yes, it was a special show, and obviously it did very well. It was 720K next to 680, and it was a 0.19, same as last week. So good on NXT for keeping up, really. They're really getting close to Dynamite numbers, and I never thought I would see that. So that's really good to see. Carmelo Hayes and Wesley's match, I wish there was more promo. I mean, it was a good match, but this is for the NXT champion with two very good athletes, and I just feel like there was something missing from it entirely. It looks like now Baron Corbin is going to be in a three-way program with Braun Breaker and Von Wagner. I don't hate that because they have Von Wagner over right now, and they have to protect him at all costs. But of course, they are morons, and they put him with pretty much the most pushed guy in NXT in a long time with Braun Breaker. Noam Dar winning the NXT Heritage Cup champion again. I think that was the right call, but it was just a chaotic mess as it relates to this injury. I'm not sure if it was real or not, but Noam Dar actually competed, and it was a good match. There was just not anything here bad. Ilya Dragunov and Trick Williams had an awesome match, but it's Ilya Dragunov and Trick Williams. You can't go wrong. I do wish there was a women's match, like a women's match that meant something. I mean, we had one. It was Ivy Nile and Ava, but Ava is not there. I don't know what it is. Apparently, the talent was not sexually transmitted here with Dwayne, but she cannot cut a promo for shit.
Well, there's a reason why that she's on television right now.
She is on television. She was on the show. She was on Heatwave. And it's like, okay, I get that she has that relation that's all well and good, and she has a presence. I mean, she's very imposing, but she needs some more time. I think they put her in this position way too early. Oh, that's just me. And Judgment Day took on Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria. That's fine. Oh, God. All right, Dynamite.
Go home show for All In.
They kept up with their ratings here. It was 870 next to 874, and the demo was the same. So they kept it. At the very least, they kept the rating there. But what are you going to be doing after, especially because now you're at 870? It's going to just continue to drop at that point because we've seen that before. But yes, this was a go-home show. What a disappointing go-home show. here. Aussie Open took on the Hardys. The Hardys, goddamn, Matt Hardy can barely stand without holding onto the ropes. I think I saw Andre the Giant hold the ropes less in 1995, 1996 than Matt Hardy is here.
Well, Andre the Giant was dead by 1995.
Oh, was he? It was in 1995. I thought it was like 1997 when he died.
No,
Like at the very tail end of Andre's career,
Yeah.
he could barely stand without holding onto the ropes. And Matt Hardy, he looks that bad. Like seriously, he is holding on to these ropes. He can barely do a move, and he needs help with the ropes. Please, you are hurting your legacy. Go the fuck away. Like. And I'm not saying that to be an ass. I'm saying that because you two are literally going to be paralyzed in like 5 years if you continue this way. Matt Hardy's, essentially his entire spine is fused together. Mm-hmm. Jeff pretty much is hurting still. Like, what are we supposed to do here? How am I supposed to look at this team that I personally idolized when I was growing up? Seeing these two broken down old men trying their damnedest to be 1997 Hardy Boys. It's just not working. Aussie Open, bless their hearts, they tried to get a good match out of them, but it was meh at best. The Elite taking on Bullet Club was fine. John Moxley, I did like how they wrote off Ray Phoenix because Ray Phoenix was having visa issues going to England. So they wrote him off by essentially having an injury angle. Perfect. Mm-hmm. It actually works. It gave a lot of credence to the Blackpool Combat Club and their viciousness, and it really set up the pay-per-view thing nice. Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay's contract signing was somewhat embarrassing, and I saw the match. Well, I saw some clips of the match, and yeah, it looked horrible. It looked incredibly embarrassing, but whatever. And that was really... Oh, and also, I don't know why they replaced AR Fox with Christian Cage. I still don't understand it. Are they not trusting within AR Fox? Is this a race thing? Like, I don't know.
Is this a visa issue? Because
wasn't AR Fox there? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anyway, Impact. I couldn't find demos or anything, but that's to be expected. I have no actual legitimate idea why Brian Myers got an Impact World Champion match on a random ass Impact. It was
because they felt like it, apparently.
The match was fine, but Brian Myers going for this title, have him pick up some wins, and maybe we'll talk about him in the main event scene. But as of right now, no. ABC in good hands was fine. Samurai Del Sol and Chris Sabin was actually okay. Trinity and Jody Fred, I will say this until my face is blue. What is with this Jody Fred bitch? I have no idea. She looks like she got hit with a hot shovel. Her in-ring skills suck. She does not have a actual gimmick other than hitting her head on the turnbuckle. That's it. I don't know. Also, please leave Canada. I am kind of getting sick of you guys just hunkering down in Canada. It's been like half a year. Go away. Come back to Vegas. You guys haven't been here in like a couple of years and it's pissing me the fuck off.
They were here like earlier this year.
Was it they?
Yeah, we just didn't go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, SmackDown. SmackDown last week got 2.094, and it was a 0.55. I will eat my hat if the ratings are lower this week than they were last week. There's no way they can't. This was a very good tribute to both Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Mm-hmm. When we get into our discussion as it relates to these deaths, I do want to bring something up, and I will bring it up then because I'm seeing a lot of splitting with the IWC. We're a fickle bunch, but it's something that I have to bring up. Mm-hmm. A lot of what I did here was good. I did not do a full review on the TikTok about this because I had a little bit more of a discussion, but we'll talk about it again. LA Knight and Finn Balor was a perfect main event for this show. The one thing that I did not like was the hardcore match. And it's not because of it being a hardcore match. It's because they literally did one move with one weapon, and that was the table, and that was at the end of the match. It was wrestled well. It was Brawling Brutes and Street Profits, so it was a perfectly fine match. But when you want to do a hardcore match, Let's see some chairs. Let's see some, maybe
Kendo sticks.
Oh, let's see a kendo stick. Let's see a barbed wire something or another.
Right.
And then the table spot, perfect. But when it was just essentially a tornado tag with a table, there was just nothing there that I really let into. Cody doing the tribute for Terry was a good idea. And, I mean, there was a women's title match. It was fine. Zelina Vega and Io Sky. It was perfectly acceptable, but it just got overshadowed by they were just a victim of circumstance.
Right.
But how can you do that with literally 2 tragic deaths? Like, this is... I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. 2 in 1 week. Mm-hmm. I think, 2 or 3 days apart.
It was like 1 or 2 days apart. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was pretty close in time.
Yep.
And obviously, Bray Wyatt was an active member of the roster, but we'll discuss that in the next section.
Yeah, we will. And finally, for Collision, I watched this today. It was a nothing burger. 482,000 watched it last week with a .17 demo.
It'll probably be much lower this week because it's so
literally on
close.
this. Yeah, it's so close to All In, and this did absolutely nothing to promote any match whatsoever. Other than I do like the combination of Big Bill and Ricky Starks, because Ricky Starks is suspended, but he has a manager's license. So he is managing Big Bill. I don't mind it. Big Bill's on television. He looks great. I'm happy. Keith Lee having a match. I am very happy that Keith Lee dyed his hair. He has clean shaven. It looks a lot better for him. And also, it looks like that he's lost at least 15 pounds. So I'm very happy about that, and it's good seeing him there. And he took on Ziggy Dice, which is great because we're watching the Ziggy Dice match. The 8-man tag was a nothing burger. The rest of it was just nothing. And that's really my soapbox. It's hard for me to rant and rave about Collision because nothing just happens anymore. It's just the CM Punk show.
Pretty much.
And it's just like...
The CM Punk and people he agrees with show, although he probably won't be agreeing with Jack Perry anytime soon.
And we'll probably talk about that too.
All right.
Once again, who is getting in fights backstage?
CM Punk.
Who's the common denominator?
Little Punky Boo.
Who is the common denominator
Punky,
in this situation?
it's little Punky.
God, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, Phil. All right, anyways.
Oh, Phil.
Anyways, when we come back, we'll be...
a sitcom that's called Oh, Phil.
Pretty much, and
That'd be awesome.
have it be a backstage show.
That'd be awesome. Anyway, so when we come back, what are we talking about?
We're going to talk about death.
Sure. Okay. It's going to be a pleasant show. So stay tuned.